Hello and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 13, Week 1. You can see there's no ticket up here because Manoy forgot to do that. With me here today is Randy. Say hello, Randy.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Randy, back at it again.
Today we got DaBush did 9-11, which for those of you who are not Dota 2 in the Dota 2 parlay, that is the Manoy team versus Hunter Bounty's Missing Laptop. That's really the battle of probably two of the better names in this season. Under Manifest Destiny / Senor Carlos Federico Cruz / Charles / whatever you want to call him. He's that guy. The guy who was the Pause 1 for the Gotham team last season. I believe he's the one who took all the friends in the friend stack.
Yes, I believe so as well. When's the last time we've even had like a successful friend stack in this league?
The Roche Riders in Season 12.
Were they actually friend stack?
I believe so, yeah.
Interesting.
10 seconds.
And also, Lich Better Have My Money in Season 12 was a very small friend stack because you had Kid Dynamite get Dog Down and all that.
Oh yeah.
Got some very interesting bans. It looks like Manoy might be targeting a Pause 3 over on Hunter Bounty. Not surprising. I believe people order a patties. One of the top threes MMR-wise in the league.
Must be a cheese pick because or it must be cheese bans. Maybe CK is just really strong for 3 because it's just a strong hero overall.
We got Bane. First pick Bane. Could assume that's
All for Hollywood.
Not probably for Hollywood. Well, maybe for Hollywood, but probably for Pohohoro. It's in the Pohohoro pool. I know Pohohoro.
Sorry, I meant the bans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the two bans are definitely. Well, the Jakiro's for Pohohoro for sure.
Yeah.
The Murana is definitely for Hollywood. They're just banning out things for the supports. Pohohoro, of course, if you don't know, if you're not aware, if you don't follow your stream lore, is Bajiji, our local erstwhile stream mod. So it'll be very exciting to see what she does when the light's on her.
Interesting that they didn't pick up the disruptor for boy Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they do have some more picks open. We got Axe. Snapfire Axe, huh? I kind of get that combo, but I promise you this, it's not quite as good as you think it's going to be. We got the Sand King here.
Sand King comes out. Bit interesting that they want to secure the Bane over the disruptor. I guess they feel like the hero's stronger or like...
That or they might be keeping the techies open as well, because, you know, Hollywood, known for his techie spam. I don't know if he's still doing it, but everybody thinks he's still doing it, so that's the important thing.
Pretty sick hero, also, just in general right now.
No Medusa, by the way. Medusa is banned. It's going to be very interesting. Most of the people on Hunter Bounty's Missing Laptop, I believe it is the only team in the entire league where more people on it are new than not. In fact, I think literally everybody but the captain is new this season.
That's really weird.
Maybe People Order a Patties has done a stint here like a season or two ago, like before 12, but I think everybody else is brand new. By the way, no Medusa and no Anti-Mage. Maybe they're banning Anti-Mage so they can violate their own Medusa ban. Just pick him. Pick her.
Yeah, very, very interesting. The AM ban, it's gotta be, you know, like player targeted because neither of those really make sense. I guess this makes sense for the Sand King, actually.
Makes sense for Sand King.
Yeah.
Also potentially makes sense if we're looking at a Storm Spirit later in the lineup, or at least thinking about it.
Sure, could be that. It's more likely just for Sand King, and Medusa might be player specific.
I am the Juggernaut. I will not be in this match. Or we'll Weaver for that matter. You know, we saw... I don't know if you've been keeping track of the games, but we actually saw a Weaver Pause 1 on one of the games in this week on
Oh, really?
Princess. Yeah.
You'd think it'd be from the DaBush team.
You would think, but nope.
Just no, not
Well,
so.
I mean, theoretically, we might see a Weaver on this DaBush team because we haven't actually seen their matches yet.
Hence the ban.
Yeah, we definitely won't see it now. If we were going to see it before, we're most certainly not gonna. Why is Randy going into Dota?
What do you mean? I'm not going Dota.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, what was I
Okay,
saying?
well.
It's going to be a couple of ass kickings after this recording session. I tell you what.
I feel bad for that guy, Randy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's me.
Yeah, I feel bad
damn.
for Trash. I mean, Randy. I mean, who?
Seconds remaining.
Since not everybody knows your voice, I will break the illusion of that we are presenting here to say that today Randy is being played by Trashboat, former Pause 2 of Panic at the Roche Pit, formerly one of our esteemed honored officials at the Randy Memorial Tournament, which I guess is very appropriate now that he's dead, or he's going to be dead anyway.
Again?
Season 12 All-Star.
Yes, sir. And season 11 and season 10.
And the guy I talked the absolute most shit about through the entire tournament because you kept beating my favorite teams.
Remaining.
And one of them you got super totally goddamn lucky, you son of a... Anyway.
Oh, what?
But you're
Which one?
Randy. It was that game you had against Lich, the Kid Dynamite team, where you got like 19 goddamn hasters. It literally just would not stop giving you the perfect goddamn room every single time.
I think the hastrons matter pretty little in that scenario. My Ember Spirit would have dominated regardless against that kind of matchup.
Yeah, but you had Quap. That was your Quap game.
Oh, sorry, Quap. Yeah, Quap Ember, I think it was the two. I don't remember, actually.
Either way, it was like you just kept getting haste runes, and every time you got a haste rune, you did something and got away with it with 3 HP because you had haste.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have made the play if I didn't have haste, though, so...
Exactly, you're the luckiest son of a snake in the LD2L. Anyway, that's besides the point. This team here, Hunter
Sure.
Bounty's missing laptop, taking it quite a while to finally pick up the line. Interestingly enough, both teams have reserved a support pick for this second round. To me, I don't know about the wisdom. I gotta question it a little bit of picking up a support in the second round. That's one that you could just very easily run in the first, unless you are really afraid of the axe ban for some reason. Like,
I mean, I feel like they felt the axe was just uncounterable, maybe, and they thought
Maybe.
they could save the line then, or the lion.
perhaps.
Or maybe they just recognized they're probably gonna ban out our carry because that seems to be the strat from DaBush, and they thought, why not just leave the support pick ambiguous because they're not gonna ban it. And
We
they
should
don't.
clarify, by the way, DaBush is not the captain of DaBush did 9/11.
Yeah,
He's not even
surprisingly
here
not.
today. He's getting stood in for.
Yeah, by Esper.
Dire team pick.
So Hunty Bounder not gonna be able to practice this matchup this season, unfortunately, until they maybe see them in the playoffs. But you know, what can you do? Bit weird bans though.
I mean, everybody's
Yeah,
kind of got weird bans this week.
10
True.
seconds.
I guess the SF does make sense actually against Minoy. He's like
Yep.
the only SF player in the final or in our league.
I don't think he's the only one. Like, we actually saw some of the ones are starting to try and run SF1 right now. Like, we've seen Lambert do it in Season 12. We saw US Danny do it earlier this week.
Sorry
Of
to
our
say,
list.
but he's the only good SF player actually.
Damn, bro!
No offense to other guys, but-
No. Okay, listen, okay? A good Shadow Fiend player picks up Divine Rapier without Satanic and then just bumbles up top and drops it, okay? That's the mark of a true SF pro.
It's
And
a
then he blames his
passage.
pause 3.
Rite of passage. Let's see. A Zeus
The-
pickup from the Hunter Bounty, presumably for the Sand King and the
10
Drow.
seconds
Yep,
remaining.
you've got a very the word of the day on Hunter Bounty is definitely magic damage. You've got Snapfire, you've got Lion, you've got Zeus. It is time to build some BKBs, my friends.
Yeah, this Drow needs to go BKB early. The Sand King's probably getting first item, honestly. Actually, he needs a blink for way too much, actually, never mind.
If we lived in the reality, I mean, it might actually be hard to blink in these situations. It's a very good anti-blink team. If we
But you
lived,
kind of need to get it, though, because who else is jump? Is your Skywrath going to get an Atos?
I mean, the problem is like, even with the blink dagger, it's like, does the blink dagger matter if you can't actually use it when you need it? If the Zeus, if the Axe, if even the Snapfire are just being too oppressive to you to actually pick it up. Speaking of being too oppressive,
Well,
somebody leaked the potential Minoy Storm Spirit out to Hunter Bounties.
very nice, very nice. But yeah, so I feel like as a Sand King, if you're a good Sand King, that wouldn't be really an issue because you would be aware of that and would play extra safe.
The problem is, it doesn't
they-
matter how extra safe you play. Like, there's just some times you just can't use it. Like, the only times you're able to use it are times it's not useful.
That's just
This is
kind
a
of a
team
bad
that's-
argument to not use it at all, or not get it at all, though, because
I don't think it's a not get it all. I'm just saying this game, it's not going to be like,
10 seconds remaining.
it's not going to be the high impact item it usually is for Sand King, just because it's going to be very, very easy to disrupt.
Sure, isn't it defensively for sure. I feel like SK plays so like careful when he's using it offensively anyway. It likely won't make a difference unless he's sitting in a bad position.
It's going to be
Yeah,
your, it's going to be your
defensively, for
counter. It's going to be your counter initiate item here for sure.
10
Indeed,
seconds.
and if this Zeus is good, he'll be able to sniff out the initiation. Might even get a
5 seconds
predict
remaining.
ulti.
Yeah.
It'd be really good.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking as far as like the Zeus goes. It's like if you're Zeus and if you're picking Zeus against Blink Dagger heroes, it's like I think people sort of undersell exactly how bad that can be for them. Like it really hinders their ability to operate. You're actually confining Sand King to a very limited effective range doing that. That's more what I was getting at. By the
But
way,
here's the thing, though.
looking at
Yeah,
looking
what were you
at
gonna say?
one team looking at mids, the other team looking at their Pozlons here. No surprises either way.
Yeah, makes sense. Actually, doesn't make sense necessarily. Who's the one on Hunter Bounty? Is it Cruz? Or
Well,
Ray
they're
Ray?
the one that's having ones banned against them, so it does make sense here.
Is it Cruz that's the carry? I'm confused.
I don't know. I think it's probably going to be Ray Bebe. I believe Ray Bebe on this team. I believe it's going to be them because I looked at their record when we were doing the draft for Quap Circles, and literally all they played is one, I think. And
Then who would go mid? That's the question.
it is a good question, isn't it?
I think
I
it's
don't
a
know.
situation where Ray Bebe technically plays more. So even though, I don't know, I feel like it's probably gonna be Cruz just because Cruz has played 0 mid, so they're just
Yeah.
gonna have to. Yeah. But
Could be.
yeah, the Zeus.
I
thing-
mean, both basically 0.
So just to harp on the Zeus point again, what you're saying is completely right. But I feel like this is week 1, and usually, Alchemist pick. Interesting.
That's definitely going to be Alchemist mid.
That's some standard Manoid picks right there.
Not actually even the
expecting
first
it.
Alchemid pick this week. We saw that, unfortunately
Failed
from
miserably.
Manoy. Yeah, unfortunately from Manoy. Last time we saw the Alchemid pick, it didn't go very well.
Hopefully it goes better from this time. But about the Zeus thing, the Agzar ulti cancel is very powerful indeed against SK, but this is the first week, so likely won't be a big factor, I think, because
Could
teams will
be.
be less coordinated. It'll be
It
more
could be.
chaotic. See
But
how
then
they
this
do
is
in
the
this
friend
game.
stack, so there is that side of the affair as well. They're coming in with more, you know, these are the guys who have been just queuing against each other forever, so
Maybe so.
it's very hard to say. It's very, very hard to read any of these week 1 games. I feel like a lot of predictions gone outside. Wraith King ends up being our puzzle in this game. Do I
Yeah,
like the
Wraith
Wraith
King-
King one here?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna be like, all right, so you can't just like burst down the one with the Sand King ulti, so you need to go on the Zeus, who's gonna be really impossible to find, or you go on the Axe, who's gonna get a hood anyway, most likely. So it's really kind of trying to nullify the Sand King ult kill potential a little bit.
I believe that the man that I've historically called Manifest Destiny is indeed going to be the 2 on this team.
No, really.
Yep.
I
Because he's
do
he's
think
picked up
though.
loose.
I do think though that strategy with the Wraith King likely won't work out just because the Sand King damage is way too much. Like it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to use the ult. I feel like. So, but we'll
Eh.
see if the Wraith King gets super farmed. Could be different.
You do also have the ability to. I think the one nice thing about this lineup on the Dire here, on Hunter Bounty's missing laptop, they have a lot more freedom in terms of how they actually itemize this game. You know, Sand King, you can say a lot of things about Sand King, but conventional in the pause 3 role, it ain't one of them. I think of the guys who are just, who I would say are just like raw initiators, of that class of people who includes like your Mars, for example, your Tide Hunter. Sand King kind of struggles the most with dealing some of those more team-oriented items, and Axe doesn't really have that issue. Now, Axe often has the issue of wanting to buy those items. You know, you have to turn the practice into reality. But I feel like old Poop here is in more of a good position to item out the Sand King than the other way around. So there is that he has going for him here.
I feel like I don't know, how does Sand King like struggle with getting team-oriented items? Isn't a blink always really good on him? Not always, but mostly.
It's not when I'm saying team-oriented in a 3 sense. I mean I'm talking like your Aura's items, for example, your Pipe, your Crimson, your.
Well, I do feel like
sort of
going Aura against this team might be a grief unless you want your Elk to get a blink, because how else are they gonna jump on people? Unless maybe Bane.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know, Axe has a better ability, has better clearance to sort of do that, because you know Axe.
Oh, he is more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I understand.
By the
But
way,
I do feel like. Yeah.
if you're wondering who's standing in, who's playing Drow this game, because it's not ticketed and you don't see it, that's Esper.
Yes. So they're going for a smoke play, hoping to get first blood, but it's not gonna work out.
Yep, I've noticed a lot of LD2L teams have started doing that in the recent times, just smoking right out of spawn into enemy jungle. I think one thing that one of our guest commentators mentioned, it often happens too early, and I think it happened here as well. Like, you've got no chance of actually catching somebody out with the smoke if you pop it that early. Though they might be doing it just for the move speed, not actually necessarily for the sneak attempt there. Something people often forget.
That doesn't really make sense, because I feel like getting to the hill where you could get the first blood, so like near the Radiant Outpost, as fast as possible is going to be good anyway. Because as you're passing by, you can ward the small camp or the large camp in the side lane on Radiant side, so getting there fast as possible actually it wouldn't be bad. Another thing they could have done is they could have had one guy actually wander towards mid and get a sneaky ward off. So actually, it is better to just smoke right outside the gate if you're going to make that kind of play. Ooh.
If your goal is to strike out strategically, that's true. If your goal is to actually smoke as God intended and actually get a kill off of it, then yeah, smoking out spawn, probably not the goal here. Was that their goal in this game? Was it their goal to get murder? I don't know. They did ward out the camp here.
They did get the ward, but that was after, I believe. But yeah, I agree. The initial intention was most likely to murder, just because they brought all 5.
Right. It's a very
a lot of unnecessary hits.
Yeah, very bloody lane down here. Both sides of the affair just kind of bashing each other in the head.
Top seems to be a similar arrangement with the SK. Once that level 2 hits, there's definitely going to be a fight. Oh, yep, there we go.
Once this level 1 hits, there's definitely going to be a fight.
Oh, I thought that was his caustic finale. Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen. I didn't really mention it while we were picking up the lineups, but I've never really seen this Hollywood Skywrath mage. Interesting to see. Skywrath, one of my favorite heroes, both in playing him and actually watching him. I think he is criminally underrated as an entertainment value hero.
Yeah, he's really expanding, I feel like, which is good. Guess it's first week. It's time to try stuff.
Yep. The main thing I said about Hollywood when we were doing the postseason rundowns of the teams was I did feel like Hollywood, you know, he was keeping himself almost held back, almost just deliberately saying, nope, don't pick other things for me. When we've actually seen him get out of that comfort zone, he has seen some interesting stuff. We saw a very interesting Hollywood Shadow Demon in the All-Star game, for example.
I do feel like Hollywood is way better, though, when he sticks to his comforts, which makes complete sense.
Yeah, that's true. I think everybody is, but...
Yeah, but
I'm
he's
saying
like
expand
particularly...
that comfort.
Yeah, for sure, but I feel like him in particular really performs he performs a lot better on his comfort. It's kind of one of his tactics, actually, I've noticed.
Right. And on the even worse side of that, we have, of course, Tennyson, who is not in this match. He's in a different one.
Mm-hmm.
Who,
yeah, with the clock.
With the clockwork, and he actually is a really good Enigma, too, but he never lets himself play it.
Interesting. I guess Enigma could be a niche hero, unless it's like super meta.
Yep. So, while the early little fights here in lane have calmed down a little bit, I think it's time for for a roll call. Everybody's favorite part of these casts. So here we go down the line for DaBush 911, who does not have DaBush this week. Position 1 playing in as a stand-in is somebody I was supposed to pretend was a surprise, but actually isn't. And I don't know why it was supposed to be a surprise to me anyway. We have Esper on the Drow Ranger. Pause 2, we have Mihoy Manoy Doodlebob himself, not with his usual sponsorships or regalia certainly, but the captain of the team nonetheless, playing the Alchemist. Boss 3, we have Vex, who is currently a clown school graduate on the Sand King. I had a
The graduator.
Yeah. Oh,
He's faculty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he graduates the people. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Which, I've said before, it's a very rude way to describe Dota U. Out here on the Sand King. Pause 4, Hollywood, big Hollywood on the Skyrath Mage. You know, so we're friend stacking here.
It might be a kill here.
Yep. Really well-timed spin. I mean, not like Axe can control that, but man, that spin just came at the perfect time.
No, what are you talking about? That spin was very high skill.
Yeah, he actually is doing some RNG manipulation. That's part of this any percent run that Axe is doing.
Exactly.
And finally, pause 5, we have Pohohoro, also known as Bajiji, also known as the person who made our wonderful AFK and BRB logos that Randy doesn't bother to use. And we missed a kill topple, we were going through that. Oh my god, we missed a double kill.
Yeah, this SK here is just way too strong, I feel like. I'm not a Wraith King player, but I'd assume it's not a fun matchup.
Oh no, Wraith King is not a fun matchup against anybody. Probably the worst thing about Wraith King as a hero is that unless you're going up against people with really low HP bars, you can't do anything in that lane phase, basically. Very, very poor lane hero.
Yeah.
And Skyrath Mage is almost just purpose-built to deal with him as well. Being able to keep him slow, so being able to stop him from getting any harass on you. Being able to just keep pecking away at his HP bar way faster than his lifesteal can actually get back.
I feel like they might have to just... I don't know if this Axe can solo lane, but I feel like he is relatively strong. So maybe they have 2 supports up here just to kill the Skyrath, force him to TP back.
Could potentially do that.
I don't really see how you lane against like a good Sand King as a Wraith King here.
I tell you how you lane this lane as Sand King, alright? Take this from me, alright? I know Vex. I've played against... Oh, I haven't played... No, I have played against Vex once. I played with Vex, alright? I'm a Vexpert. Take it from me. Here's what you do in this lane. You get up, missed another kill getting kicked off the TI desk. You get as fast as possible the hell out of this lane and start jungling. Now, that's unfortunately not something you can do from level 1, at least not very comfortably. But the literal moment you can. Yep, the literal moment you can, you just say sayonara to this. It's gonna give Sand King some free money. That's very sad. You'll live.
I'm really surprised that this Snapfire actually died there. I don't know. I feel like this Axe should be strong enough to hold the lane by himself, maybe even.
Might have just mistimed Cookie or something like that. That will happen to you as Snapfire.
Or maybe just Bane just snuck up on him. Could be that.
Could be.
Setup, maybe.
Bane just read a bunch of books, got to level 6, but they were only temporary books, so now he's back to 4. Anyway, so now for the Hunter Biden's laptop. Hunter Biden's hidden laptop, or whatever their name is. sorry, kids. I'm sure I'll get it soon. Pause 1, we've got Ray Bay on the Wraith King. Pause 2, we've got this name, who is Manifest Destiny, Senor Carlos Federico Cruz, Charles, whatever you want to call him. It's this guy, captain of the team. Pause 3, people order our patties. Poop on the Axe. Pause 4, too poor for school lunch on the Snapfire. And pause 5, Laser goes pew pew, who wanted to be a core this season and did not get to do that on the Lion.
Instead they get to play Lion.
Yep, instead they get to play Lion, a fate worse than death.
Yep, they're fucked. This Axe should be getting relatively dominant here. I'm assuming he's going Vanguard first.
He's going Vanguard already, actually.
Yeah, so blink time is going to be delayed, but I don't think they want to fight anyway, so... Or try to kill mid anyway, so it's no biggie.
Ship status synced, but Axe's courier goes down in contrast. One of the easiest things to do whenever you're tower diving is forget you've called a courier in. I would be I would be very haughty to suggest that I have not accidentally done that myself.
Yeah, it's
I play 3 very aggressively.
Axe going for the kill here. Might trade supports.
Oh no, he jumped over with a cookie.
Oh boy. I think he maybe should have just jumped at the Bane because he's gonna get away from Joe simultaneously. If he jumps towards it with his own body. Yeah.
Axe going really far in deep here. Trying desperately to get the Bane, but nope. No actual bite. This is starting to get a little hairy for this offlane. Axe is personally doing good, but Snapfire, man, Snapfire is almost just kind of here to die at this point, and that is not something you need in this lane.
I feel like it's pretty preventable as Snap. I don't know if you should be dying this lane. It's giving this these guys a little too much XP. Just gonna make the solo laning a little harder for Axe.
On the upside, if nothing else, he just got 3 of the luckiest spins of his life. Some very interesting things going on here top. Very casual Sand King ult here, but Zeus ulting somewhere else to stop that. And finally, Snapfire coming in clutch. Manoy getting run over here in this lane phase. The Bush at 9-11 getting run over in this lane phase here so far. After pretty solid performance last hit-wise, that is not what you want to see pop up on your kill feed.
Well, you know, I feel like they don't really care. This just can't really do much to this Alchemist, so they're just kind of Bing chilling until the Alchemist wants to fight.
I like
Drow
writing "Go" on the map.
Time to interesting. But go where? In the place where Go was written?
Yeah, go triangle, go this random part of the jungle that doesn't have anything in it anymore. Perfect places to head up.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
We have a resident sleeper lane, this SK lane now. I feel like they need to be pressuring this Alchemist more on Dire side.
Yeah, probably. It's the number one way you lose games to a mid Alchemist is that you just don't come in and pressure his lane. At the very least, Snapfire coming in now. I mean, we have seen Snapfire come mid to try and do stuff against this this Alchemist here. And logically, he is a solo Alchemist. Nobody's really rotated to him, but we haven't really seen a rock solid performance, unfortunately.
He's making the aggressive play 1v2 just because he's so confident that they're not going to pressure him.
I mean, look at what he's got!
Yeah.
Check out that net worth chart.
It's a little too late now. He's got 10-minute radiance.
There is one silver lining to this fact. It is the fact that Drow has support money right now.
Ult's wearing off. He's
Ouch.
dead. Yikes. See, they can actually kill him if he sticks around after the ult, but
we actually also we need the TI multicam here because while that was happening, Skywrath Mage just got picked off trying to come in and do something there.
Probably toward the outpost, maybe. Not really sure.
In any case, a Skywrath died through him. That's not great.
Yeah, it's pretty bad that the Alchemist dies there with a fresh Radiance as well. I feel like it's a bigger death. He gets a couple good hits off on the tower, but doesn't do much.
Oh no, baby! That's not what you want to see. That's what you want to see as Sand King. They did a really good job just tearing that Sand King ult to shreds, but unfortunately the Skywrath following up from the back is quite enough there. And
they're just a little too confident in their abilities to fight there. And they're gonna get their tier 1 taken.
That Drow who had that support farm still just comes in, gets 2 free kills for herself.
Yep.
I'm asking for a big smile on my face after that.
This tier 1 being down is pretty annoying for Dire because I feel like Zeus and Axe don't want to fight yet, or that seems to be the way they're playing. And if they can get invaded, I don't know what they do.
Yeah, Axe has no blink dagger yet. He is he was getting really close to it until suddenly he died.
Yeah, he's gonna get mega kited if they try to fight. Yeah, and Radiant looking to fight. They know this fact.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah.
Sand King actually willing to drop the full ult right on Axe's face, and that's enough to get Sand King his blink dagger. So he is now.
I feel like they should just have. It's really hard to say. Maybe they just have Wraith King sitting mid, and then they have the Axe playing bottom. Because I feel like, I don't know, mid lane just does not feel safe right now. If he dies bottom, at least they can shove in the other lanes. But if he dies mid, it's I guess Wraith King's already in the side lane, so maybe it's not bad, but...
I'd like to
know.
point out for the court that Wraith King decided to level up his ult, which is not 100% usual right now. But that's fine. I think Wraith King ult early, if you need it, is fine.
Yeah,
it's way better than dying. But I'd
It
like
might
to
have
point out to
been
the
when-
court. He doesn't have it.
I didn't really see it, but it might have been when he, like, almost died to the Sand King in that one fight.
Could be.
Up top, yeah. And then he just leveled it afterwards, just like, I learned my lesson, he's gonna fight me.
But unfortunately, I didn't learn to save mana for it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate as well. No mana burn on Radiant side either, so no excuse.
Well, hey, you know, the Fiend's Grip drains.
Let's see if they can make
Not just steals.
let's see if they can make a play without the Blink Dagger here on Axe, so Zenka might be dead here. Not jumping into the trees. Oh my god.
Well, he tries
what
to,
was
but I
that?
think he misclicketh.
Yeah, he would have died anyway, but I feel like he could have delayed the death by a solid 5 seconds or so if he just ran into trees.
Axe is actually, at least looks like he is. Where is his goddamn courier at? Oh, his secret shop. Axe is actually deciding, nope, no blink for me, actually. I'm going to go straight into Hood. I got raw ulted by Sand King once. I never want that to happen to me again.
Yeah, he felt that the Skyrath ult and just he knew what to buy. I know he's getting kind of low here, but doesn't really matter much.
This is not where you want to be if you're the Skyrath mage.
Very
The second this kill on the main line there goes wrong, Skyrath is out of town. Maybe maybe Tumblr's toy is actually kind of part of why he doesn't want to go to the Blink Dagger yet.
I mean, maybe, but Tumblr.
It's a very bootleg. It's a very bootleg. It's not an equivalent response.
It's not even bootleg. It's very rare that you get to use it offensively against a Sand King. I don't know. Maybe it's more of a defensive tool in this case. I feel like it's just because of that Sand King ult and Skyrath ult, like you said. He's really going the Hood.
Right. Now, as a pause 3 player, I'll tell you this. It's something you're going to buy anyway. If you think you can survive without it, then it's fine.
Dude.
I guess the thought is, and I don't know if it's entirely out of sort. Sand King got his own Hood. Now that's interesting. That's something you very rarely see Sand King actually pick up.
Yeah, because of the
He's on a right for pipe, too. That's interesting. It's not going to be very comfortable on him, and a lot of Sand Kings do not like to do that. But you know, I will give Vex that if you're going to do it, this game is the game to do it. I mean, look at all that magic damage. This guy can't die through me. They don't actually even get a response out with the Sand King ult. And this is not what you want to ever see.
I feel like
this
is a fight where they need the Alchemist or the Drow there. They can't have neither. It's pretty bad. Could have easily won that fight if they have one of those heroes, I think. Assuming Alk has ult.
Man, that was a very, very, very ballsy axe play there, I gotta say. Just
It worked out.
in the middle of so much firepower. He just gets 3 heads, takes them all home.
See if Manoy can make something out of this. Yeah, they're just gonna make sure the catapult dies. Good enough for now.
One notable thing, and I do think it's actually to the Hunter Bounties team. Oh, well, goodbye, Esper. Caught in the middle of nowhere and dies, and Zeus ults to steal the kill. Oh wait, no, he was actually there. Never mind. I thought he was. I didn't realize it was. You know, he was actually hanging around that.
Yeah, he's got a pretty thick skin right there. I feel like the Drow shouldn't even be playing this part of the map. Kind of weird go, especially since the tier 1 isn't there for Radiant.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. Because if they're mid and they're gone for a second, they can so easily make that play on you. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised that she's doing that because, I mean, look at who she's got on her team. Of course, she's having to take on Safe Farm, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Fair point.
It's an issue we saw. It's an issue we saw in the other game where we saw an Alchemist mid. Actually, we had a Chaos Knight with that, and it ended up they were just competing so much for the same pile of money that they.
It is kind of weird
occasionally
that they're choosing to sack their Drow, like draft-wise it seems, because you're right actually. She can't really. I mean, where else is she supposed to play? Sand King and Alk take up pretty much the entire map they have available.
And she's playing like a super, like she's farming like a super early game hero. I mean, you know, not doing appreciably better than Sand King, not even really that far ahead of like the support line. At least Snapfire, she is doing better. You know, she's worth 2 Skywrath mages, so there's that at least.
I mean, it kind of does make sense though, because this SK is just insane with a little more damage. I feel like they're gonna go with like an Alchemist timing, which is gonna come pretty soon with the BKB. Whatever else item it was.
BKB and AC looks like he's going for here.
What's those BOTs? Very interesting. Well, just the first BKB timing for Al tends to be his timing, so I think they're trying to play around that, which is going to come sooner than whatever Dro's timing is, so they're just thinking like, alright, just give it to Sand King, make him as strong as possible for this timing with the Alchemist, and try to win from there.
Potentially.
So, yeah, because the Sand King comes online way faster.
Sand King's not building damage though, he's building up defensive items actually here.
Oh, he doesn't need damage. He already has damage. That's the reason why he's so meta right now. He just needs to survive, because so that the Manoi can take less damage.
Smoke King coming out here. We got Axe in, we got the Snapfire in the middle of it. Zeus ult coming out. We finally have a nice Bane ult.
Nice.
Something I was going to try and talk about earlier. People order patties, it's gone. Alchemist gets some money. But man, he's in a really rough spot. Trout Ranger getting the Zeus.
That was a really well-timed Bane ult right there, in between the Lion stuns. And, I mean, I guess she took the bet that Zeus was too far away, and it worked out.
Well, she took the bet that Zeus had already used all of his cooldowns at that point as well.
Yeah, but the W... The
it's
W
not
is relatively low cooldown. Yeah.
Either way, just I think that was a very well... coordinated, very well executed fight in general, and that was really the first Fiend's Grip. One of the things I was saying, it was to Dire's credit, they haven't really put themselves on a point at any time in this game where like a Fiend's Grip has been even like feasible, so Bane has not been able to ult at all in a very long time. Like I think that was legitimately Bane's first cast in the entire game. Bane finally got it out, and it really shows why they've been, you know, so keen on making sure it doesn't happen. If there is one silver lining to that, no Wraith King death.
To be fair, though, it's not really like it's not really like they want to fight anyway. And if Bane isn't, I feel like they don't really have pickup potential, so it can't just be Bane +1. So she really doesn't get any chances to use it.
Ooh, Axe thought. Axe thought.
Axe just flexing on him.
I'm not really sure what Axe thought there, to be honest with you.
True. Is the Zeus actually Cruz? Because it says it didn't.
At least I believe so.
It's not as Dota buff, so I don't think you actually played this game.
I don't think unticketed games are.
Sorry, the series, because it would show with the other game, right? But it's not showing anything.
Let's see. Doesn't look like his avatar.
Oh.
We're going to look at whoever this profile is live in the middle of this game.
Yes.
Somebody in the Dogtown clan. There is that.
Interesting. Let's have 2 stand-ins. Or not 2 stand-ins.
Let's see. This is the greatest stream in the history of our sport. I don't see him on this friends list.
Yeah. Alright, let's get back to the game.
Yeah, we can worry about that some other time.
Seems like a bit of a last-second stand-in, considering he's 1 medal lower than Cruz. Bit unfortunate for Dire.
Oh, okay, so he's at a different medal. Well, that would say, yeah, definitely not the case. Pipe finished out on the Pipe finished out on the Sand King there. I believe.
Isn't Poop supposed to be one of the highest MMR like players in this league?
Yeah, he's I think he's one of those on the 3,500 threshold guys.
I feel like he's really not playing like it. No offense to him, but some of these mistakes are pretty mechanically egregious. See if he can make up for it. But he must not play Axe too much, based on what I'm seeing.
Well, he has the nice silver icon on it from his Dota Plus. There's that.
Yeah, but I have like a lot of Mars games because I play him while I'm stoned. Doesn't mean I'm good at him, you know.
Yeah, we saw that in the Magician Tournament Season 2.
Yes. That was a fun game. Or no, it was not a fun game, but
it was fun. It was fun watching it after with the team you played against and seeing London like talk down to Dragon like he was like a 12-year-old child or something.
Well, to be fair, Dragon was quite the rager in that game. It was pretty, I don't know, it was pretty cringe.
Dragon was gonna
be
be the guy who was going to commentate on this game, funnily enough, until it turned out he was too busy to make it. So.
I see. And I'm not trying to say I played great that game because I didn't, but yeah, he did kind of ruin the vibe for sure, and that's why London was mad at him after.
Yeah, but actually, the best part of that is that he was shit talking a pick that he himself suggested.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
That was a close one. Got a very good go in here. Oh, but the good armlet toggling in there. We can't armlet toggle in that Alchemist 7-up.
Yeah, this.
Oh no, baby! Oh, the Fiend's grip on the Wraith King, and he's just gone.
This Alchemist is just completely shitting all over the backline, and it's just this Zeus can't control the heroes when the Alch does that. Like, they don't have the line to lock down the heroes, like the SK and the Dro. So like, because he's getting smacked in the face by Alch, so Dire, I really don't know how they play this game even. Like, Zeus isn't strong enough to deal with everything. And
it's starting to slide away, you know. Alchemist being like $1 million net worth up over second place doesn't mean anything. The Drow who's on his team having crawled up from support gold to second overall net worth, that sure means a lot.
Glow up of the game, I'd say.
Yeah.
I feel like this Axe, when he's just getting like kited, like, or not kited, but like being inhibited almost just by having the Alch Radiance cancel his stuff, I feel he's completely useless, because it's not like if the Alch just sticks next to him, so he can't really do much, because like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I Q the Axe, I Q the Alchemist, it's not gonna do anything.
We've seen a lot of that happening earlier. I think some of the weirder issues came from just him just instinctively going for that blink dagger, and then it just up. Oh my god! No, we're actually going to go back for that one. What just happened to Wraith King?
Ulti. Yeah.
Man, that sucks!
I mean, he's so big right now. Minoy, this is his bread and butter. Getting farmed off the mid and then completely demolishing the game with
and this is the mid Alch bread and butter. He had a big spill early on in the game, but after that, like before and after that point, nothing done to the guy.
Yeah, this is...
Oh no, he missed a dunk!
See, this is what I mean. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't play it. Minoy though, this is his bread and butter for real. Like, I legitimately think this is his playstyle. Like, period. He just loves doing this with every hero.
When we did a scrim, we scrimmed out a game before this week started, and one of the most odd standout things to that effect was that Minoy ended up picking Viper, a hero that I don't think. Like, I'm sure he can play it. Like, anybody can probably play Viper to at least a competent level. But it is just so far off of the Minoy brand. It's so far off of his ethos. It's so far off of his strengths as a player. It's just odd to see. The mid Alchemist here, though, on the other hand, like, definitely just very well suited to how he likes to play this game.
Well, I'm confused on what you meant by the Viper. You're saying
He's not about those early game wacky just, you know, I want to get it. Yeah, he's not about that sort of thing. He's about the long game. He's about trying to be just a global oppressive force to peace as we know it. And buddy, that ain't what Viper is. Viper's a guy who bullies people in lane and has some modest impact after that point, unless you're specifically countering something with them.
That he definitely has impact after if he goes the right items. He certainly falls off during the BKB timing, but he can be massively oppressive to side lanes when he gets his Dragon Lance and BOTs and just gets ulted down, basically, by most heroes won't survive that against a Viper.
That's true. Only problem, that's in relatively singular engagements, and it's a force with a shelf life, and that is not what Minoy is about. He is not about that, like, fight at 10 minutes life, right? That's more what I was getting at. He is not about those early game type meds. It's very odd, but this, on the other hand...
Viper can play the momentum, though. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, generally.
It really has to go perfectly.
Yeah. After BKB, it's not much you can do unless you're super ahead. Oh, good kill. Both die for it, however. Looking like GG pretty soon. So Axe wasn't here.
Yep. Well, Axe is here now.
Yep. Playing without the axe, kind of cringe. Not sure what you expect.
Manoy is godlike. This is not good.
It's kind of weird how they banned all the supposed Manoy heroes, but didn't really play around like Manoy even existed. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't go mid at all.
They I guess. Welcome to the league! Yo, no DMX lyrics in chat actually? It just hit me. Are we even looking at a Hollywood game?
Yeah, it even looks like he typed it out manually instead of using a script. It's
Yeah, that's
quite
true.
odd.
Using one of his 52 scripts.
I feel like hitting him with the "Welcome to the League" is kind of egregious with an Alchemist pick, but you know, what
Well,
can you say?
Here's my analysis on this. People order our patties. Welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League. In the Learn Dota 2 League, a 91-200 casts the games. He's a career 3, 3 is all he does, so he puts all the 3s under a microscope. In this game, I definitely agree with the Dogtown. You're not Dogtown, are you? Well, I definitely agree with Trashboat's assertion that that the Axe performance this game really just did not come to be. And funnily enough, actually, it ended up being the exact opposite case that I was kind of thinking might be going down for sinking here, because Zeus got written out so badly so early on.
Yeah, just to extend off that, I feel like the Axe didn't play like the laning stage badly. In fact, he did exactly what he was supposed to.
Right.
But something must have tilted him in the game, because the rest of the game, just mechanically, I just didn't see much from him. I do agree also with the Zeus point. The Zeus actually did nothing, and that kind of makes sense against an Alk lane. What are you supposed to do? It's a decent Alk, so it's kind of expected.
Right. The Zeus felt like he had fairly limited impact, and ironically, even though Zeus is the king of screwing over your blink daggers, it ended up being the real oppressive force to blink daggers this game over was the very, very quick radiance on Manoy there. You know,
Yeah.
after that point, like, it seemed like every time Alchemist and Axe were in the same spot, Axe just never did anything ever again. And he has the best KDA on his team, so there is that at least.
It doesn't matter if you can cancel his blink if he's just gonna run at you anyway, and you can't outrun him. Doesn't matter.
Right. By the
I feel
way,
like this.
666.
Oh shit, we're cursed. This next game's gonna be cursed.
This first game was cursed. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's gonna be more cursed.
Good to hear it. But yeah.
But yeah, the Zeus is kind of being set up for failure almost, because we know he can't pressure this Alk, and he's not going to be able to outfarm him. So they needed support rotations, I feel like.
Yeah, the problem is they did have support rotations. It was just support rotations that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you had
Because
Snapfire showing up like 3 or 4 times, and one time it gets a kill, but they need Axe to do that.
Yeah, they really needed to just kill him once before level 5 at least, and then put a ward in his triangle and try to catch him there.
Right. Either way, as far as the first impressions of the roster go, I do think, outside of the... If you take mechanics aside, I do think this poop fella is at least playing the 3 role right. I mean, he did realize very early on, for example, it doesn't matter if I blink in and get the best call in the world. If I die 3 femtoseconds after I do that, I can't even use a blink right now. I gotta get tankier. He did recognize that. He did go well along with that. He definitely has the right ethos for 3. It just doesn't seem like Axe, especially not in the context of this game, Axe is this guy. On the other hand,
I'm not a 3 player, but Vanguard, Hood, and then Blade Mill, I just feel like you never have a scenario where you get all 3. Something went wrong there, I think, with the build.
Vanguard, Hood, and Blade Mail scenario where you get all 3. I mean, well, for starters, you get Blade Mail 100% of your games on Axe anyway, unless you're in a situation where you shouldn't have picked Axe to begin with, frankly. So there is that.
Really?
He is one of the only guys that I would say you build Blade. In fact, he's one of the only guys I would say you build Blade Mail on. Period. Right now, unless you've got a really nasty Windrunner problem, basically, and virtually nothing else. Maybe like a really bad Invoker game as well, like Invoker on the other team. But like, you know, Blade Mail on Axe, very, very, very crucial, because, you know, it turns many situations, just makes you unintentionally scale. Like, as long as your HP level, like, as long as your level, like, actual in-game level stays on decent pace, as long as you're building at least a modest amount of HP and HP regen, and your regen and base bar are actually surprisingly good, just allows you to convert that nice +1 strength into damage against them. Now, you have to be able to stand up to that firepower, obviously, but, in a situation like this, the only hope they really had to ever kill Alchemist is, taunt him into Blade Mail at a really good time and have him shave, 50% of his own health bar off and have some follow-up on it. Only one problem. 2 team fights in this game was there actually follow-up on it.
Yeah, I feel like... But here's the thing, if he's trying to make that play, he's got to have Blink as well, along with the Blade Mail, and the ult has to be fading. So
Right.
I feel like to make that play, he needs the Vanguard, Blade Mail, Blink, and that's going to take way too long. And Alec is already going to be online if you haven't pressured him by
Yeah,
then.
he did not get the Blade Mail for a very long time. The nice thing about Blade Mail and Axe is that it's a great comeback item. It does not matter how online or offline somebody is. It's always going to have at least some pertinence, right? Because, if the more Alk is online, the more damage he's doing to himself, and you force him to build items like, say, a Heart of Tarask, which didn't end up happening here. Only 2 problems. One, Blink Dagger, just way too oppressive for his Blink Dagger here. Radiance, rather. Way too oppressive for his Blink Dagger here. Could never blink into the fights. And, of course, 2, you do need something more than that. I've definitely been in the scenario where I'm Axe on the team that is getting absolutely canned. I'm the only guy who has anything that looks like a positive KD, because every time I see the +1, I call him, and then somebody drops an anvil on his head while he takes half his HP off, right? That just can't happen here when nobody's there to drop that anvil. I think, actually, funnily enough, the DaBush did 9/11 lineup had a better lineup for taking advantage of the Axe calls than Axe's team did. So...
Yeah,
Either
I
way.
feel like it's pretty hard to play Zax this game.
Yep. Point of the matter is, I think his ethos on 3 is good. It definitely showed he's a 3 player by trade, and that's something that, I'm not going to make any implications, but Trashboat, you might have recently played with somebody whose 3 ethos is watching videos of 3s and watching videos of Axe Blink calls, and that's it. The Wraith King, this Ray Bay guy, that was not a great performance. It seems like he was really lost in a scenario where he was down. He was just kind of often just getting himself caught in pretty unpleasant situations. The Snapfire, that was just very, very, very rough, and of course the mid had no impact. And it's hard to say anything about Lion, because in a game like this, what are you going to do as the 5? Just die and accomplish nothing, right? It was just just went too far too quickly.
It's
hard
pretty
to say.
impossible for Lion. Although I feel like this Snapfire and this Axe's main issue was not pressuring the Bane enough. I feel like before the Drow gets level 6, you gotta just go on the Bane, because Drow can't really stop you from fighting, while this Bane can.
Hey, in fairness, they did dive tower for Bane specifically 3 or 4 times. The only problem is that the cookies will miss and things like that.
Yeah, they just need to hit.
Definitely some good things from the Minoy team lineup. I think the best looking thing for this game is that, as hard as it is to think of from this point, there was definitely a point in this game where not only did this game look in contest, this game looked really bad for them. When Alchemist just suddenly randomly takes a really nasty spill after having a very ideal lane phase, when Drow is running around, Esper's living in a cardboard box under an overpass, begging for even the most minor spirit change, and when it feels like all Vex is doing is just TPing places and dying instantly, there is a point in this game where it really, Bane literally can't ult, Skywrath is just getting picked every time he shows his face. There's a point in this game, it looks really bad for the Minoy team. They actually were able to keep the head up, to actually form a game plan, to turn it around, and in very impressive capacity, so that's definitely a very good sign for them.
It was part of their game plan all along. I feel like they didn't really give a shit that the other guys were dying. They knew the Alk would just carry them if he was left on pressure. Who cares if the Drow dies a couple times? They're not going to play tempo with the Zeus.
Even in the point where the Alk is getting pressured and he is dying.
He wasn't really dying necessarily because they were running at him. I feel like he was forcing unnecessary fights. Because I don't know. You're kind of saying it wasn't part of the strat all along. I don't know, that's what I'm understanding.
It's less being or not being part of the strat, and more that, one of the most common situations you see, especially in these week 1 games. For so, like last season, you actually saw probably 4 or 5 teams fall victim to this. Is like things go wrong, everybody panic, everybody lose their cool, everybody start just like playing your own game and feeding and doing real bad. I think probably the absolute biggest example. This is Sparta, a team that did ultimately the Jackie Chin team, a team that ultimately did end up bracketing in season 12. Their week 1 game, it just made them look like just a bunch of clowns. They were doing things like leaving jungle items on the ground and just stuff like that. They were just panicking and just... They had such a bad morale bust, so definitely these guys were in a situation where there was a potential to have just like a things are going bad, the strategy's not working, panic, panic, panic moment. They did not have that panic, panic, panic moment.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like
what I'm
they're
going
really
for.
confident in their Sand King as well. It's just busted,
Potentially.
even if you die on it.
Potentially. Either way, we'll see more of this next time.